Many of the biggest companies in the world, they've committed to build. We're going to build, sir. Build, sir. Build.
Everyone's talking about the fallout from Trump's new tariffs, which caused the stock market to have its worst day in years. Yep, Trump's tariffs went all the way from 54%. And Trump just said, forget that, we're doing it Plinko style. Let's go. Let's see what the tariff is.
Hello my viewers, welcome to your favorite Hollywood celebrity updates. Please don't forget to subscribe and click the notifications bell icon for more celebrity gossip updates. Thanks for watching. Jimmy Kimmel destroys Trump after his tariff drastic drop from 54% to 10%. Today we're unpacking a story that's been making headlines and raising eyebrows across the political landscape. It involves former President Donald Trump, a sharp drop in tariffs he once touted as the backbone of his economic strategy, and none other than late-night host Jimmy Kimmel, who took the opportunity to absolutely unload on him in classic Kimmel fashion. If you've been following Trump's trade policies, especially his bold claims during his administration, you know that tariffs were one of his go-to tools for asserting American strength on the global stage. But now, with reports showing a dramatic decrease from a high of 54% down to just 10%, people are asking, what happened to the tough guy stance? And more importantly, why is Jimmy Kimmel taking such a hard swing? Kimmel, never known for holding back when it comes to political satire, dedicated a chunk of his monologue to the news and, as expected, tore into Trump with biting humor and pointed commentary. The setup was simple enough. Trump had built much of his political identity around the idea of putting America first, often framing his trade deals and tariff hikes as acts of economic patriotism. He claimed that other countries were taking advantage of the U.S. and that tariffs would force them to play fair. The higher the number, the stronger the message. That was the narrative. So when that number quietly and quite drastically dropped to 10%, Kimmel couldn't resist highlighting the contradiction. He began by playing clips of Trump from past rallies, where the former president boasted about imposing massive tariffs on China, Mexico, and even allies like Canada and the European Union. Trump had insisted that these tariffs were not only necessary but brilliant, calling himself the tariff man, and claiming they were bringing in billions of dollars. Kimmel cut to the present, mockingly asking if Tariff Man had turned into Discount Don, joking that he must have found a coupon book for global trade negotiations. But it wasn't just jokes. Kimmel's monologue took a more serious turn, pointing out the actual consequences of Trump's tariff.
And today, so did his approval rating. Yep, Trump put tariffs on almost every single country, and as you would expect, the world is pretty mad at us.
Policies and the subsequent rollback. He noted that many economists had long warned that tariffs, particularly in the way Trump used them, were more likely to hurt American consumers than foreign governments. Products became more expensive, supply chains got tangled, and small businesses were left scrambling to adjust. And now, with the tariffs dropping down to just 10%, Kimmel argued that the former president's bold economic vision was unraveling in real time. What made the monologue resonate wasn't just the humor, it was the accountability. Kimmel reminded viewers that Trump had promised these tariffs would bring manufacturing back to the United States, create jobs, and punish unfair trade partners. But a closer look at the numbers reveals that much of that didn't really happen. Manufacturing growth remained sluggish, many jobs were lost in industries affected by retaliatory tariffs, and foreign countries found workarounds rather than folding under pressure. Kimmel quipped, "So let me get this straight, he pushed for the most aggressive tariff hikes we've seen in decades, wrecked trade relationships, sparked mini trade wars, and now we're back to 10%? That's like setting your house on fire to kill a spider and then saying, well, at least the spider's gone." The audience laughed, but the point was clear: there was a cost to all that bluster. And it didn't stop there. Kimmel also highlighted Trump's shifting tone. In recent interviews, Trump has attempted to downplay the tariff drop, suggesting that it's all part of a long-term strategy. But Kimmel questioned that logic, asking if it was really a strategy, or just a quiet retreat disguised as a pivot. "If this is 4D chess," he said, "then someone flipped the board over when he wasn't looking." The timing of the drop also raised questions. With Trump eyeing another run for the presidency, the optics of his signature economic policy being scaled back are less than ideal. Kimmel seized on that, suggesting that the former president was trying to rewrite history before campaign season heated up. "Next thing you know, he'll say the tariffs were Biden's idea," he joked, drawing cheers from the crowd. But beyond the comedy, Kimmel's takedown served as a reminder of how easily political narratives can shift when no one's paying attention. Tariffs were once a centerpiece of Trump's America First agenda, and now they're quietly being reduced without so much as a press conference. Kimmel argued that this kind of sleight of hand shouldn't go unnoticed, and that voters deserve to know when a politician's actions don't align with their promises. He also made a broader point about leadership and responsibility. You can't just shout into a microphone about how you're saving the country and then quietly walk it all back when it doesn't work, Kimmel said. That's not leadership, that's show business. And buddy, this stage is already taken. It was one of the harsher lines of the night, and it landed with weight, especially for an audience that's used to seeing Trump as more of a political performer than a policy craftsman. What's interesting is how this moment fits into the larger media and political landscape. Late-night hosts like Kimmel have become unexpected sources of political commentary, using humor to highlight inconsistencies and call out hypocrisy. Whether you agree with their politics or not, it's hard to deny their influence. When a topic like tariffs, something usually reserved for economists and policy wonks, ends up as headline material in a comedy monologue, it signals that the issue has reached mainstream relevance. And that's part of what made Kimmel's takedown so effective. He took a complex, often overlooked topic and made it relatable, even funny, without losing the seriousness of the consequences. He reminded viewers that policies have real-world effects, and that those effects don't disappear just because the headlines move on. Meanwhile, Trump's team has been relatively quiet on the matter. Some conservative commentators have tried to spin the tariff drop as a strategic recalibration, while others have avoided the topic altogether.